what we started. Or finish.
Can you hear me?
It's getting real bad. There's all these people in the islands. If we don't go now, they could die. We gotta do something. You talk to the council. I'll go warn them.
We'll meet up again, right?
Why can't I find them?
Of course. I would never leave you behind.
It's just that
Said we'd be there for each other.
we left our friends
We
and
didn't leave our friends, luckily. We
It has to be this way.
we needed to part ways for just a little bit. But I promise.
are you okay being alone?
I'm gonna have to be.
It'll help you okay. We'll all be together again.
If anybody can do it, you can.
Now go. It all comes back around.
In the heart of the world of Nocturne lies Dustvale, a brutal, sun-scorched desert ruled by corrupt chancellors and the shadowy emperor. In this unforgiving land of towering mesas and endless dunes, life is a gamble, especially when magic is real and vampires lurk in the shadows. A small band of adventurers is tasked with what seems to be a simple mission. But in Dustvale, nothing is ever really simple. As rebellion stirs, these heroes find themselves swept into a battle that spans the breadth of the desert and beyond. Meet Raja the Red, and prepare for epic confrontations in a world where outlaws clash with dark magic, and destiny is written in blood and sand. Created and GM'd by Brad Woto, Dustvale is the first installment of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition homebrew Nocturne trilogy, and is now finally here for the first time in podcast form. All aboard now. Train's leaving.
Deathless is an improvised cinematic narrative with live production, including music and dialogue. There is no script. This story contains violence, disturbing imagery, adult themes, and a darkness which may leave you doubting who you are. Proceed at your own risk.
Shake me awake, rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Shake me awake, rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Ache for me, babe. Shout from the depths that you want me to stay. Fight for me, fight for me, fight. I want you to fight for me.
Previously, on Deathless, Stalker successfully cuts through the dimensional veil and he reunites the party in an alleyway where they find the dead body of the creature that Esteban and Constantine fought. Before they leave, they discover something strange etched on this woman's tongue, and they take it with them. Back at the apartment, information starts being shared, raising more questions and providing answers. Constantine becomes frustrated and leaves. Gunnar has a private moment in the bathroom where he eats the tongue that they found, causing mysterious circumstances. It becomes clear to everyone that there's much to talk about, much to catch up on, and hopefully answers to find.
Don't look at me. I'm not going to interrupt someone's introduction from previously. I would never. Uncivilized. Rude, even.
The fact is Cora has, no fact.
Absolutely nothing to do with it at all. Although, if I were to take a break from interrupting someone, it would probably be for Cora. I wouldn't want to interrupt myself now, would I?
You would never.
Never. In a million years.
That's a perfect place to start. Inside the apartment, who do we got? I think everyone except for Constantine, right?
Yes.
All right. Take it away, kids.
I think one thing I forgot to mention is the fact that there was the phone as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gunnar
You guys were in the
found
bathroom.
The phone
Yep. Mm-hmm.
in his pocket.
Yep. That's right.
Who has the phone?
I believe it's still Moog. Yep.
I still
You
have
were
it,
going
yes.
back and forth and then testing to
Yes.
see if it would work or not. That's right.
Yes, and it didn't work in the bathroom. Interesting.
And Moog comments that something like this shouldn't exist yet, and he's afraid.
Yes.
I think I would look at Moog then and say, why does it make you afraid? It's a weird model of phone, and I haven't seen anything like that before, but it's just a phone.
Because if this right here looks like a clear evolution of what we have currently, which would make me believe that it's from the future, yes? And if we have to worry about bullshit popping in from the future, we have a whole new set of problems to worry about.
We're potentially already dealing with multiple dimensions.
But yes,
Maybe
but we
it
could
came
be
from one of
dealing
them.
we could be dealing with multiple dimensions and giant robots. Laser death beams. Cannons.
What is a robot?
Oh. It is sort of like, how would I put it? A giant man made entirely out of metal with fingers that shoot, not missiles, you wouldn't know missiles, cannonballs, and eyes that can channel the power of the sun.
These are things that the man has created as well?
Not yet, but it could be in the future.
I see.
At least not that we're aware of yet. So there are some places, some message boards where some might say that there are giant robots made by the government set to kill us all. Potentially. But that's why this is so frightening to me. And I hold up the phone.
Yeah.
Is it still not working?
Are you in the room with Stalker?
Yes.
If you are, then yeah, it's not working.
Yes.
Or then no, it's not working. And if I remember correctly, I think you had an aside with Cora too, didn't you? And you were like, for some reason it works when I step out of the room, and then...
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
He tested it with me.
Yep.
Walking to the balcony.
I tested it with a
wasn't
couple.
me.
You listened to the voicemail, right?
Yes, that's right. You did, didn't you? And it makes
I think
no
only
sense.
for a moment, though.
Yeah,
Yes, and I
yeah.
don't care to make sense of it at all.
Yeah.
Did we hear the voicemail?
I don't know if
Or just
you
Moog?
did. I think it was just Moog, and then of course the audience heard it because we played it for sneaksies. But I don't even know if Moog listened to the whole thing, or if he would have been like, "No, I'm out." Okay.
I probably would have played the whole thing, but I didn't listen to it.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't
Sounds
know
good.
how to stop it. Yes.
Oh, also just to remind us that we don't know this, although it didn't seem like the greatest attempt to lie, but that Gunnar lied about what was happening in there. Or he told us.
Right.
Yeah.
Fell. He said, I forget what it was.
The tongue exploded.
The
It
tongue
fell.
exploded.
It was a horrible lie. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Believe me, guys. Okay, I didn't eat a tongue. We don't talk about that. Okay.
Yeah, no matter how ancient I am, I know that's weird.
Good thing the phone appeared when it did. What a great distraction.
So,
Yes.
either this is a message of what's to come, or it was given to us as a sort of guide. But why?
This thing, a guide, you think?
Why me? Why my pocket?
That
look
is
at
a
the
good
phone.
question.
Then you only just noticed this right now as you sat here with your exploding tongue.
I know it wasn't in my pocket before we got back here. I know that.
And you're sure Hansel didn't bring it with it?
I'm sorry. That is an amazing name for your hand homunculus pet. Holy shit.
Hansel, I didn't even put that together. That's what you're talking about me.
It has fucking layers, dude.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I guess it could have come back with us through the rip from Stalker, but I know it wasn't in my pocket. It just appeared there.
Or it appeared because something happened with the tongue. Maybe when it exploded, some sort of magical resonance caused the phone to be pulled into our reality. And I think after talking this through, I would try to sense if there's any magical residue in the room or anything that would either confirm or clarify that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll for me. You can roll your magic stat. Difficulty is 40.
Okay.
40 on the
success.
dot. Okay. Yes, you are right on the money. I do think that you sense maybe, I don't know how Cora would experience this, but I guess I'm imagining like a weird tether that you may kind of see or feel from the phone to you, but it's not you, it's to Ishna. Like an accidental magnet. But you know it wasn't purposeful. It's just weird result of something happening with the tongue.
Why would it be connected to Ishna, though?
Are you asking me or is Cora asking? Oh yeah, okay.
No, I think I would find that very surprising.
Yeah.
That not only is there a tether, but it's tied to me.
Yeah.
Because I would think I didn't have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't here when the tongue exploded.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably take me a couple seconds to work out, like, well, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's something about me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think of Ishna.
Yeah.
I think I'd throw the question his way and say, do you have something to do with this?
Oopsies. I wasn't
Really?
expecting that.
Did you call the phone to us?
No. Seems to be an accident.
What were you trying to do instead?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
And why is there a tether connecting you to it?
Because I exist in both places.
Ah. I would turn my attention back to the room and ask, okay, well, until we can figure out more, who wants to be responsible for this strange phone? Moog?
Oh, I will. Pick me. Yes, me. I would love to. Just hold on to this. And yes?
When I was in the bathroom, before what happened to the tongue, my friend here, and I'll reveal Hansel, we'll call him now, was very interested in the tongue. Before what happened to it happened. Do you mind if he sees it?
The phone. All right. I hold it. I have a firm grip on it, but I hold it up.
I'm opening my jacket for him to come out.
Yeah, he will. Well, I don't know if he hid back in your jacket, but yeah, he responds to you. You're holding the phone out for him?
Yes, just
Okay.
to look at.
Then yeah, I guess his little wide owl eye will inspect it and look over it, but then it moves over to Gunner, like it's confused, doesn't really know what Gunner wants it to do with this. And then it looks back to the phone, and then back to Gunner, and then back to the phone, and then back to Gunner.
I'll put him in my hands, like cupping him. Did you want me to find this?
I think its eye goes a little wide, like it might be in trouble. And then it does a very, very tiny, almost imperceptible 2 for no, right? Like with its fingers, instead of hopping, it just taps no on your hand.
No, I don't know. Is that a yes or a no? I don't know your little code.
Were you worried I would find something like this?
It taps no again. But it waits for a second, like it's struggling to answer. Like it wants to say more, but it can't, obviously.
Do you know who that belongs to?
Definitely a very quick 2 taps. Everyone else will probably be able to see this too. Like he was very quick to reply no.
I guess I want to see if he can do anything with it, so I'll like bend down and or bring him to the phone. If Moog is holding it,
Yeah.
I'll like hold it out for him to like maybe grab it or do what he would want with it.
He doesn't seem to want
If
to
he
touch
doesn't-
it. Yeah, but he seems to
Okay.
want to stay on your hand. And his big owl eye moves back up to you like, I don't know what this is. This isn't,
So I'm just standing there cupping him in my hand, like in front of Moog, holding this phone, and I'll just say, okay, thank you. Put him back in.
And he'll curl up in your coat and go rest. Hansel is the official name now, all right? Ridiculous.
I was hoping for a monk, but
It's been said.
well, if this has not appeared since the tongue exploded, perhaps we should figure out who this symbol on the tongue belongs to.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Maybe an answer for once.
Wouldn't that be
I'm
nice?
going to go into the nicer room than this.
Yeah, and then into the bathroom. So you're heading out into the living room.
See.
All right.
I would follow him.
I'd follow her.
A little train.
I open the portal to get there first.
Ugh. Oh, shit.
I'll go back in the bathroom and start cleaning up the mess to the best I can.
Oh.
Shoveling little pieces of tongue into like my hand and throwing them in the trash can.
Okay. Ew.
I actually think I follow him. I'm just standing in the doorway watching him clean.
You're not going to help. You're just going to watch him pick up pieces of tongue, scoop it into the toilet. Oh, gross. Okay. Well, while they're doing that, meanwhile, in the living room.
So, what do we know about this person that was controlling the body that the tongue was in? And they had a shadow that appeared to be a spider that could, while very informative to me, it could grab and hold you. And then at some point, I had felt them in my head, trying to take hold of me to steal my will and make my body no longer my own. They said this is their city and they would like to, they didn't understand, they wanted to know how it got here, how many of us there were. And this was sort of a test to see if we could survive, and if we did, we could meet them in 2 days' time in the same alley.
Wait, you said it tried to take over your body?
I felt it inside my head, like crawling around trying to find purchase to grab hold of my will, see?
Do you think if it had, it could have controlled you?
That is what it felt like was trying to do.
Well, Gunnar told us about that person he encountered outside the bar.
See, this is the same one.
Or maybe there's just, instead of kindred, beings that can puppet bodies. We don't know. It may be the same person, or it could just be a different species.
Okay, question, because I don't remember this specific thing, but did Gunnar relay to us what was said to him when he was grabbing the person that got taken over? I know it was a long time ago. I remember that something was said that's important to this question right now, but I don't know if it was relayed to us.
What I did say to you guys is that after it happened, I said that something confronted me in the alleyway and asked me who was my sire or where my sire was. And then I believe an episode or two ago, I said that I've encountered who we encountered, the puppet master before. I didn't say it controlled me, however, I don't believe.
It was controlling someone else, right? Yeah. Okay. They had asked, and in the alleyway they had recognized him. They addressed him mainly at first. And they knew where we are right away. And other people we have met, people who have a powerful magic, even this woman on the Bourbon Street, they did not know where we are until we had to inform them.
Wait, when we left the Lucky Rabbit, you were saying you wanted to go out and look for more kindred. Did you find any?
Yep, we did not find any, unless this was one. We found a terrifying woman, as I said, some manner of bruja in a bar, but she and a friend, another friend who had a very familiar feeling about him, but they were not kindred at all.
Do you know what they were? Did they say?
I say, but by all accounts, they were just humans who knew some powerful magic.
So they could cast.
Yes, she told me I learned something from her. A spell of some sort. She pulled the memories from our minds. And upon entering her domain, my will had, well, it was not completely my own. And my power, anything I felt that was not just my body, it was gone. I could not do it. It was like it was being pulled from me.
Then she sounds like a very powerful witch or mage or something.
And she had told us that there are no kindred in this city. As far
Unless
as
she was
knows.
lying.
I do not believe she was at the time, but that could be possible.
I mean, where we come from, we are numerous. We live in the shadows. We withhold our identity and our existence from mortals, but as kindred, it's difficult to travel very far without finding our own kind.
But apparently, if you remember here from that bar, that we are a game here for people to play dress up.
I'm sorry. Just back that up a bit. Did you say a game to play dress up?
See, there are... we had people from something called Oau, or my pronunciation may be wrong, but Oau. Maybe it was Uwu or Oau, but something like this. But they were able to do magic themselves, and they were rather scared to even say what we are. And they informed us. We had mentioned a bit of clans and names and things of this, and they had said there is a book, and it is a game that people play about kindred. We were meant to go try to find this, but we have not done so far.
I would hold up my finger like this and go to a side table next to the recliner that Moog has adopted. And I would take out a journal and find a pen and come back and start writing. Okay, so if we're talking about what we need to do from here, answers we need to find, should we go find the book as one of them?
That is one.
Okay.
Apparently there is perhaps someone else in the crypt as well.
Your seventh, perhaps.
See. For what it is worth, I feel much better about facing whoever is in that coffin in this place.
I'm not sure I agree, but
we can take him.
I do like a imperceptible nod. Speaking of the crypts, I've been thinking about it. New Orleans is different around us. It's not where I've been living. It's not where Stalker has spent these last few weeks. Everything was different, including the graveyard, except Ben said the graves he disturbed were the same. I'm still wondering when exactly everything changed. I don't think it's this apartment. I'm not even sure it's a cemetery. Was it the crypt itself?
How did you come to find this in the first place?
The crypt?
See.
Well, honestly, we didn't really have a clear direction or answer. Stalker found me possessing the same rumor that I had heard myself in a completely different city. Whatever investigation he had done led him to that specific cemetery, and it just happened to be the one I was caretaker of.
How did you come to be caretaker of this cemetery?
The position opened up, and I was willing to take it.
They contacted you?
I was in contact with the people who use it the most. They didn't have anyone to appoint themselves, so I offered, and they gave me the responsibility.
How long were you taking care of this graveyard?
Only 8 months. So I wasn't here when even Fen was buried. You, Constantine, surely Gunnar. You all were there for a very long time, but Fen said it's only been a matter of a few years for him. If he was added to the crypt with the rest of you, it was under the purview of the previous caretaker.
But why did you volunteer?
Because it gives me status. Status that I am comfortable with.
And what status is that?
As caretaker of the cemetery, I protect it, manage it, and ensure it is available at certain times for certain people. That, with my clan, is an important responsibility.
Yes, but what status does it give you? It's all nice, but that wasn't the answer to my question.
Well, for one, it gives me a use with my clan. It also provided me a means of making some kind of income to, I gesture around myself, pay for this, to live. And then my face kind of twists a little bit. And I go, well, here, but over there.
Here, but over there.
Well, we've established everything is different about this place, so my real home My real apartment, I guess, is in the other world or the other dimension or whatever we want to call it. Regardless, there is something still connecting the two cemeteries.
It must be the crypt itself, see? If we had come out and the Fen recognized the same things when we returned again, that has not changed. So things must have changed before we exited the crypt.
It appears that way.
Or when you entered.
Well, the entrance that we entered through originally was gone.
And yet, your apartment remained intact exactly how you left it.
Yes.
That is curious, isn't it?
It is.
Has anything else been different since you've been to this world?
Everything. Except for this apartment. Everything. The bookstore run by my clan that houses rare and informational occult books was an adult store. The home of the previous caretaker of the cemetery was no more. The streets are different, the colors of buildings are different. Shops have turned into other things. Buildings that have been there for as long as I've lived in this city are just gone.
And yet this remains.
Yes, but I have the sneaking suspicion it is because of me. My magic creates the space.
Oh. How interesting. If your magic creates this space, then, in theory, your magic could create another space, yes?
If so, I don't know how. This was unconscious. I don't know if I can do it consciously.
Well, not with that attitude, you cannot.
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking we go to wherever this crypt is supposed to be and you just click your heels 3 times with pretty red shoes on and say, I don't know, I didn't get that far in the book. But you just, yes, or I want to go home, or something to that effect.
I do not want to go home.
There's no place like home, that's what it is, and I look very proud of myself.
I do not wish to go home, I wish to stay here.
But why?
We don't know why we are here.
There could be more answers at home.
There is nothing for me at home. I have not been home for 200 years.
Yeah, that's a long time, isn't it? But think of all of the, and I look at Esteban, books you could enjoy.
There are books here.
But they're not the same
there are books about us. Wouldn't you like to read all about yourself?
I look at Esteban. Actually, I kind of do.
We should find this book. However, all of us who were put in there, I do not know anything about the one that remains, but seemingly there is very little in common for all of us. The only thing that we have in common is you, and I point to Moog.
Me?
And whoever else are you for the rest of us.
Oh, the others.
The proxies.
Yes.
Now, someone has made you this proxy. Perhaps you would assume with the strict intention of being the proxies for us who are sitting in this crypt. And for Cora and Stalker, who were wherever they were 5 years ago, you said, see?
Mm-hmm.
And the others, were they sired at the same time as you?
Yes. We were all sired on the same evening by the same person.
Do you know the name of this person? It could be behind this whole thing.
I could wager a guess. However, the events of that evening for me were fast and few and far between, if you catch my drift. It was New Year's Eve, after all.
I understand the memory of my own siren is perhaps lost to time. I have no recollection myself, yet here I am. Here you are.
Yes. I can tell you all I remember is dark hair, lots of kissing, teeth. That's it.
What about the color of their eyes?
Narrator.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to roll to see if I could remember the color of my sire's eyes.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll for me.
Would it be mind, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. And difficulty?
30.
Failure. 58.
You can take an oblivion if you want to re-roll that.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm all right without remembering that.
They were green or blue.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's sitting there. It's sitting there.
It is,
Sorry.
Yeah.
I look at Cora, but I'm looking through Cora, trying to retrieve this memory. I don't remember. Hair, teeth, kissing. And knowing me, probably a butt or two.
And all of you and these others are under the care of the Chantry.
Yes. However,
sorcerers.
One of the others might have better memory than I do.
Well, hopefully that means that Fen will find out for us.
Flash cut to Fen having a party with them and nothing, not finding anything
They're all
else.
having a party,
Yeah.
and Fen is sitting in the corner with his arms crossed.
Yep. Like, oh, okay.
Whatever.
That's not canon. I was
Oh,
just
how the
joking.
turns
Yeah.
table, Greg.
However, back in the bathroom.
I'm down on my knees, and I'm still like scooping up the larger pieces of this tongue and getting up to toss them in the toilet bowl. And I'll like get down on my knees again and I'll like look up at Stalker and be like, why don't you grab a mop? Or are you just going to watch?
What are you doing?
Stalker has no concept of picking up after himself. He just fucking left the glass broken. Like, what is happening here?
I'm cleaning up, trying to make sense of any of this. And I like stand up and face him, and my hands are just completely bloody.
What does his face look like?
I still have remnants of this, whatever was left on my face, and shirt.
Is it all over you?
Would say I'm pretty sure I said I washed my face or something, but my shirt would be just covered in this like dark, bile and blood. And my face is kind of like just like confusion, and like I'm over this a little bit.
The tongue, perhaps. There was something else to it we missed. Some sort of blood magic. Perhaps it was set to detonate.
No. It wasn't. It was a message that I slid down my throat and ingested myself. That's when I felt the phone appear in my pocket. And my friend here, he wanted me to do it. I believe that he knows a lot more. And I'll sort of walk over to the nearest wall, and with my hands I'll put my finger on the wall and I'll start drawing something slowly. It's an A, and then a B. And then I reach down and I smother my hands in more blood and bile, and I begin to draw more of the alphabet all around the room, kind of like in a spiral.
Poor Cora's apartment.
Or is this another cleaning method?
No, Stalker. This is how we will communicate. And I'll raise my jacket again, and I'll pull the Hansel out, and I'll put him on the floor.
I step inside.
Step inside.
I step inside the room with you.
Close the door.
I close the door.
And I'll kneel down where I'm like looking him directly in his eye.
Mm-hmm. His
I
eyes
know you know.
darting between you and the wall and you and the wall.
I know you know how to write. Tell me, who is Miriam Hale? I'll point to the alphabet.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if he would use any shorthand. Lol. Go ahead and roll for me for your little friend, your little familiar.
Okay.
And this will be a body roll, difficulty 40.
Okay.
Oh my lord. Okay.
32.
Yeah, he immediately. So you wrote this on the wall, right?
Yeah, I wrote it. I basically wrote the alphabet in bile and
Yeah,
blood, like in a spiral around the bathroom. So
Okay.
picture that
Yep.
as like it
Like
wraps around
stretching all the way
walls
around,
and it
yeah.
might overlap, like
Okay.
in a spiral kind of.
So then, yeah, the Hansel will crawl up the wall, and go to IDONTNO.
Does that mean it yeses?
Are you asking me? Oh, okay.
Is that-
I didn't think so.
It's asking the room.
Mm-hmm.
I think he doesn't know.
It's just like I'm gonna kill you.
I'm just being so obtuse, but
I'm trying to remember because I believe that Hansel showed him that name because he had an inner question. It wasn't as if did he pose that question to Hansel, or I believe, like, didn't you say, like, if you had one question, what would you ask?
Yes,
right? Or
but
something
he
like that.
wasn't posing it to Hansel.
Yeah.
It was
It was
simply,
just-
it was out. Hansel had no idea what
asking
happened.
the universe.
But essentially, a phone number that was on his hand changed into this message for Stalker. So, yeah.
Ask it if we are here to kill someone.
You ask it.
I don't react to how angry he is. I just like totally flat face, just turn to the. Are we here to kill someone?
Same thing. IDONTNO. And then actually, after a second, if you guys don't do anything, it will then skitter back to I don't know. And then it goes WHOUARE.
We are deathless.
He doesn't react. He just waits, eye wide, looking between the two of you. His grotesque, sewn-in teeth shining in the fucking bathroom light.
Do you
Horrifying creature, yes.
know the name of the one who created you?
Why? It goes to the why.
It could be connected to our problems.
bend down to address Hansel again. You gave us a name written on you that appears to be important. I want you to tell us what to do next.
I think it looks slightly confused with its one big owl eye. And it spells out, I didn't mean to.
Stalker, you asked who made him like that, right? Is that what you asked?
Yes.
He asked if he knew. He asked if he knew, and he's just to the letter Y, not W-H-Y. Yep, just Y.
Stalker.
Yes.
Go ahead. What are you doing?
I was just saying, and I answered. Got no response.
Get Esteban. Bring him here. He's smarter than us. He'll know what to ask it.
I walk into the, where are they? Living room, bedroom,
Living room.
kitchen,
The
living room.
Yep, living room.
I walk into the living room. Is everyone still there? I assume yes.
Yes.
They were probably mid this, whatever we were just talking about. Crypt. Yeah.
Okay. I just stand there and watch you all.
Well, that's going to take 8 years for him to tell you why he's there, so we're going to switch to Constantine outside.
She hates me so much.
So much.
Pick a different character.
Yes. So I have stalked out from the apartment. One could argue petulantly, but I would say with righteous and regular rage dramatically. And I have found myself, I don't know if I think I'm just walking the street, to be honest, and I'm watching people.
Okay. How far away from the apartment do you go?
I think I probably sped a little bit, but I'm still feeling uncertain because I have all of this oblivion. I wasn't angry like enough to abandon everyone entirely. So I think I'm maybe I'm looking at the map here. I'm probably sort of in the direction of the crypt. But I haven't thought about the crypt yet. Like, I haven't thought about it. I'm just sort of heading in that direction. Are there lots of people around?
I don't think so.
No.
It's about like, I think it's nearing on 2 or 3 in the morning, right, guys? Or it was 2 or 3 in the morning, and now it's nearing on 4 or 5. So probably not. We can roll to see, though, if you'd like. Just for funsies, just roll a flat D100.
Sure. Yeah,
Maybe
let's do it.
Maybe there's something crazy going on.
It was almost 6. That's not the place where I roll. I had the other thing open because I was looking at my VTM sheet, sorry. 87.
Nah, empty.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm walking around the streets and my mind is just sort of going. I'm thinking about the fact that this new information, that I have a proxy, that proxy is like part me. I'm interpreting it as some sort of true bond. And I'm thinking about Peter. And I'm wondering if he existed here. Are there any libraries?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure there is, but I don't know if you know where one would be. You would have to walk around and try to find one.
Yeah.
Or find a map, maybe a bus stop, something like that, where there's a map. But I don't think...
I don't think I'm that resourceful at the moment, yeah.
I also don't know if you would know that a bus stop would have a map. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Trapped in a...
Yeah, the libraries were they were a thing, but they weren't,
It wasn't where you went
know
to
where
get
to find
records like that, though, at the time.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was previously held by the... Actually, I don't know.
They would have
Germany
records.
Might be different.
They would have... Yeah, they would have records, but...
I thought, like, what am I trying to say? Hereditary, like, your familial stuff was the government and hospitals for a long time, right?
Yeah, and I think also, like, self-reported, like, families would have their own sort of, like, family tree that they would record.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm just thinking about Peter. I'm thinking about the fact that I have no idea if I know he exists. I have no idea how to find that out. I don't know who this other person is. Can I... Okay. You know how you're like a kid and you like close your eyes and you try to do like magic, or you're trying to connect to something and like feel something somewhere else.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but for this proxy. I want to see if I can feel them like a tether.
Yeah.
Across time and space.
Yeah. You can roll. It's going to be really difficult.
Yeah.
You're going to have to roll 1, 11, 22, or 33.
Okay. So difficulty doesn't really matter, eh?
Nope.
A 55 failure doubles.
Oh no.
Visionary drops dead and I cry, and that's the end of the campaign.
I'm thinking, I'm so sorry.
Nope, please take your time.
How much oblivion do you have?
I have 3.
You now have 1.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
What have you done?
Is that okay? Is that all I get from that? Is that all I get from that? Like, I just suddenly I feel better. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
No, don't apologize. It's perfect. It's just it's good for me to know. Okay.
I mean, you feel better.
Yeah, I feel better. Dramatically, I look back up at the sky and I'm looking at the stars and how different everything is here. And then I think about the fact that I cannot do this alone. I'm fairly certain the only person who can get us back is Cora. She is the most powerful person in this group. She has secrets that I am already hiding for, and she is connected to this Moog person, even though it behooves me to have to play nice. I am deciding for this that it is best for me to just get myself under control and play as nice as possible with everyone so that I can get home. So I kick a trash can very loudly and then grumble as I head back towards the apartment.
Okay. And in this entire time, Stalker hasn't spoken yet. Back to the apartment.
That is correct, yes.
Fucking hell.
I'm stood like in the entryway, just straight backed, stony faced.
You may enter whenever you would like, Constantine. You could enter now because I imagine that was happening during their earlier conversation. So
okay, yeah,
yep,
I
that makes
will
sense
enter
to me.
now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll swing the door open. Darlings, did you miss me? And I stalk over to Cora and sweep her up into my arms and dip her, and then lift her back up.
I'm scared.
You're back just in time.
Yes, my apologies.
Who, Cora, when you say you were working for your clan to take care of the cemetery, are they the ones that were in charge of this?
When you say in charge of this, you mean the cemetery
The
itself?
cemetery. Whose territory was the cemetery?
Yes, it was in ours. I think the Hekata are in control of most of the cemeteries.
Oh, are we speaking about the crypt? Are we going back?
See, we're trying. Well, it seems as if this much happened, but we are trying to figure this out.
A lot's
as much
happened.
as we can.
Right. A lot's happened. We're trying to figure out what our next steps are. And going back to the crypt is one of them. The other is finding that strange book that Bug and Fox told us about.
Well, Cora, what do you think is the best route? Best course of action? Which one sparkles your spirit? I give you like a knowing look. Yeah.
Him phrasing it like that makes me actually think. And I think I'd throw the question to Ishna, actually, and ask him, would you like to weigh in on any of this?
Would you like me to?
I remember what you said about the person or thing or whatever it is left in the crypt.
Thing works nicely.
Are there any other stones we should turn over in our search for the truth?
Go ahead and roll for me. Difficulty will be 40. See if he gives you anything.
Ooh,
yeah. Okay.
21.
Yes, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, while this conversation between Cora and her dark passenger is happening, as she just stood there, like,
I imagine it
silently, or
happens
like, what does it look
faster
like?
than normal speech does. I feel like it's just sharing of like thoughts that happens pretty quickly.
I think so
Because
too.
I'm waiting for a moment to jump in and say something, but I'm awkwardly like.
Yeah.
So if it's,
I think there'll
more
be
than
enough
a few...
time for you to say something,
Okay.
but that would be a good time probably to jump in. Cora, however, or rather, this question is for you, Acorn. I will give you something juicy, but I kind of want to know what. I want you to pick which topic or subject.
Ooh, that's a good question. Can we OOC decide as a group?
Yep. This will be juicy.
Which topic?
So for those listening, she rolled a 21.
We're going to table talk here?
Yep.
All
Just
right.
for a minute.
So clearly,
All right, min-max us, Orcish. Let's go.
So is there any relation to what it's to, or is like specific?
You're
relation, or is
deciding
it-
what it's to right now.
But what was the question presented? Is it in
Ishna
reference
is gonna
to?
give you guys some, like a big clue or some information to help you on your way.
Is it what do we do next? Because that was the question that
Cora
Constantine asked.
Is there
any
anything
stones we should turn over?
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Who put Ishna in there?
Well,
yeah, I think it's got to be either who sent us here, or who is the person you guys fought in the alleyway.
I would say who is the person in the crypt / who is
Oh, wait, we know who
put
sent
you
us.
there, who attached
that
you
one.
to the crypt, or why.
So he's not going
Like,
to
I
give you
think-
the answer, but he'll tell
Yeah.
you where to go and look for that. So essentially what I want to know is, generally speaking, you guys are asking him for like a juicy tidbit of direction. You're like, is there anything left unturned? You're not asking him for an answer to the
Gotcha.
thing. So like he's got to give you something that's like, his answer would probably be like, go to the crypt and find out like who's in there. But I want to know what you guys are going to prioritize, because his answer will be different depending on what you are most interested in.
My suggestion. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think to me that leaves categories.
Yep.
So we choose the category crypt. We choose the category
Thank you. Yep.
Ophidia
Mhm.
/ the bar. We choose the category of puppet master.
Yep.
So spider shadow lady. And then we'll get a big clue. They'll send us in whatever direction that is.
You may also
I think-
choose how you travel.
I think it depends on what our goal is. If our goal is just to get back, versus is our goal to understand what's happening to us and why we're here in the first place? Like, is it to fully understand and gain information, or is it simply to just get what we need in order to get back and like return to our lives? Does it matter to us why we were sent here, or is it just about being sent back?
Also, to help make this decision, last week we did say the name of Adeline.
Yeah.
Like that name did come up. I don't remember specifically how you, what you called her. Was it in reference to who had sired you, or that the name?
Well-
Because it was a spider, and that's what
Yes,
you thought it was.
because
Yeah.
Marion Hale, at the end of the first B Team episode, I will have you know, did say the name Marion, or did say Adeline the spider, and then hissed, and then flapped off.
So it was the description of the spider stuff that let you say Adeline. That's all I.
Yes.
So
yes,
okay, so
but
there's a connection for us between that name and the thing in the alleyway.
yes.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know if he told you why he made that connection. Did you?
No, I don't think he
Yeah,
did. I don't
yeah.
think he did yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not yet. Anyway.
Well, you did mention
I
was
did,
Marion Hale
Oh,
was
did you?
brought up.
Okay.
I did,
Yeah,
yes, I
we
said,
talked
'cause-
about Gangrel and she turned into a bat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have a riskier question. That's a little more self-serving, if I'm being honest. We could pose, who is Zunathar?
That'll be an identity category. Again, you're not going to be able to just ask any question, get an answer, but it'll be like, because she said, where is there anything that we're missing? Essentially like a lead that we should be looking into. And I just want you guys to pick a category, and then I'll give you a lead depending on which category you're in.
All right.
So
I
you
also
can
don't
do
know
that one,
I've
but that would be
noticed
identity.
That's
Yeah.
on the dagger. I don't even think I've
that's
seen
true.
that.
Yeah.
So unless you knew for
No, you are
reason.
right. You are right. As far as I'm concerned, it says Moog right now.
Yeah, but this is OOC, so you can just you can choose a category. You can choose identity if you guys want, and then I'll give you a lead for that.
I think
Mm-hmm.
is like what happened to us, how did we get here, different from like how do we get back to the dimension we think we were in already? Like, are we thinking about mostly, are we trying to get back to the other dimension that we came from, or
that's the question.
Some of us are, and some of us
to
are
the
not.
bottom of this, this mystery.
Are we following the puzzle, or are we simply just get me back?
Yeah.
Well,
the end.
Which one of these categories has the same answer?
Yeah.
So we, so it's probably the
This
crypt.
is so fun.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards how we travel. How do we travel? Because we can still poke around and find information about the crypt, the bar, the spider lady around town. We'll eventually figure out the identity of someone, but it's not as easy to get information about how quantum mechanics works when you don't understand the subject.
Just close your eyes.
And
make sure
if
no one's looking,
if we figure out how to travel, say like Uau can, then we can do the investigation part and figure out what happened to us. But it's less about because we're trapped, and we'll have more options then because we can actually go back and forth if we want, depending on how complicated it is, of course.
Yeah. Keep in mind, he's giving you a lead, not the answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So what are the categories again, Miss Acorn?
Crypt, Ophidia and her bar, Spider Shadow Lady, how do we travel, and then the identity of someone.
I think to me, that's the identity of all of you. It's identity. It's a clue around. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Just to be clear. All right. Awesome. So crypt, Ophidia, Spider Lady, identity, and travel. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
The thing about identity is that it could, each of these things obviously could lead us to the answers of the other things. If we find out what the identity is, why we were chosen, that could be a clue as to what the purpose was, etc. But
all of these are interwoven and will lead you to each other eventually anyway. It's just what your priority is, what you are most interested in receiving as a group right now, which is why I'm asking
we're
OC.
deciding as a group. Sorry, go ahead.
I will say that I'm most interested in crypt and travel, because I think travel can give us a lot of stuff. We can hit all of these things on our own if we have a good means of travel. And then crypt could just be one big huge answer that we haven't had since the very beginning.
Yeah. And what were you going to say, Trench? Sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead, Trench. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, this is Acorn's decision, obviously, but just...
No, it's the group. We're deciding as a group.
Well, no, what I'm about to say is, because it's about her character, but just as far as identity, kind of the question of this person you were attached to and then me, what do we have in common, any, that kind of stuff too, that relates to identity.
Yeah, that's all identity.
Go ahead, Zambi.
So, for clarification...
Are you Zambi?
Identity.
No, it's completely fine. I'm still thinking about what I was originally trying to think. I'm thinking so fucking hard.
I had to do it.
I literally heard
sorry,
the cock
Orcish. I
of
love
the
you so
gun.
much.
Ka-chunk.
I'm so sorry. I had to. Okay, sorry.
No
Go ahead,
silencer.
He did wait for a pause. There was a pause.
There was no way of speaking.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
That's cool.
Please finish your thought.
No, I'm good. I'm never gonna speak again. So.
Oh no! And now I feel terrible.
I don't know what you
succeeded.
No, that's my fault for not speaking. That's my fault, Orcish. It's my fault.
Sorry, Orcish.
Okay, listen. What I was.
No, it's not.
Oh my God!
your
Is this
fault.
a responsibility? Olympics?
Yep.
What's going on?
Yep.
It's no one's fault.
Okay, what I was gonna say is that we all sort of want different things by going back to the crypt, but we don't know how to get to the crypt without having to travel, right? I think that might be our main roadblock, is that we can't get back into the crypt. We can't change these dimensions or get back. We might have all our own end goal, but what is the most prevalent issue at the moment? That's what I'm thinking. And I think that's that we're stuck in this.
Yeah, when we were back at the graveyard, the way back in was blocked. It was gone when we went back there. So
Yep.
There is also travel and that, so there are all the same thing. Yeah. I'm glad we decided on any of them.
Sorry,
Any other
Orvish, what were you going to say?
thoughts?
For real? He's like, I've forgotten.
It's good. I mean, I think we're pretty much decided, right? Seems like everybody wants to do the travel.
Do you want to roll on it?
We just have two. We have 2 votes for travel so far. I haven't really heard.
I'm cool with travel.
Moog
That
wants
includes how we.
identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moog wants to get back. So that would be travel, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
okay.
me, I want to know crypt. That's what I want to know, and also identity.
Okay.
But
I want to know
but
everything.
I want to know it all. I want the Google Doc access. Then I can just thumb through it, and then that would be great. Oh, that's a question to ask.
What is Google Docs?
What's the Google Doc access?
What's the Google
Where's
Doc?
the link? Where's the link?
Very weird website opens up.
I think it's a good point that we need the ability to travel to get back to the crypt. I had forgotten that the entrance was gone or blocked.
I mean, there could be like mechanic fucky ways that we can do that as well.
But it's so much better if we have a lead on how to create a sustainable way of travel instead of like risking every time and kind of like fumbling our way. Like magic in this world is tough, and rightfully so. Our characters are still figuring out how to do it, and I think the travel component might be far too advanced for us to just like organically. It might take us a while to learn that, and meanwhile we could have been doing all this other investigatory things. Obviously, like he's not going to tell us. Yeah,
we're just getting
exactly
attacked every hour by crazy shit, and like
who can?
We need to like get out of here, guys. Like that's where my head's at. It's like, we need
and
to...
he's not going to give us the answer. He's not going to be like, boop, you can travel now, guys.
It'll be a lead in the category of your choice.
Yeah. So
sounds like travel.
Travel.
Hey, sounds good.
Cool. So Constantine looked at Cora and asked what sparkles to her, which does she want to follow, and then she asked Ishna the question. And before I say it out loud to the group, I would ask Ishna first. It would be nice if we could travel more freely and even maybe know where we're trying to get to before we set off for it. Do you know a way?
Perhaps ask him to pull out the phone.
So I had every intention of actually telling the group my thought process, but that comment would have taken me completely off guard, and I would instantly turn to Moog and say, "Can I see
I'm
the
playing
phone?"
Snake on the phone. I found out how to do that.
If it works.
Oh yeah, Stalker's in the room. I was playing Snake, and now I'm sad because it's no longer working.
Yeah, I would reach out to you and say, "Can I see the phone?"
It doesn't work.
It's okay. I want to see it.
All right, I toss it.
Okay. So, go for it. Yep.
He's gonna try to intercept it. I knew it.
No, I forgot to, like, while she was talking to...
Yeah.
I forgot to interrupt.
This whole time. Poor Gunner is just like, where is he? It's taking a while.
Just, never mind. Just continue role-playing. I'm good.
Well, yeah, isn't you interrupting roleplay?
It's taking you so long. Get Esteban like I told you.
I now have a mental block. I can never interrupt again.
Oh my God, I was
wish I
teasing
could give
you,
this
for
power
fuck's sake.
to Brad, but I say, Esteban.
Yes?
Excuse me. You are needed in the lavatory.
Okay. I walk into the bathroom. And
before you get to the bathroom, I pull, you're walking down the hallway. I reach an arm out and pull you in, as you get close to the doorway.
I was coming in. What do you need? And
I slip in and close the door. I don't know why we're being secretive, but I'm in.
I'm kind of looking around, okay, all these
what
letters
the fuck
on
is
the
happening?
wall.
Yeah, holy shit, there's blood and bile on the wall in the alphabet. Okay.
I'm like, shh.
Narrator.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wanted Stalker to go away so he would stop messing up the phone.
Yeah.
So while I fiddle with it, do we want to let them have a moment maybe?
Also, we both went away
Feel
because
bad?
I fuck up the phone too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
well, hold on. Does the phone come back on as Esteban and?
Yeah. Yes. So the phone will turn on as they
I
leave.
don't even know that I affect it though at this point. So.
Yeah. So I think we'll stay with Cora for a minute to finish this thought with Ishna before I forget my train of thought, and then we'll switch to the bathroom real quick. So the phone turns on. What do you do, Cora? Do you do anything or say anything, or are you just holding it and waiting for Ishna to react?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because this is 1995. I probably am used to a cord phone.
Yeah.
that you just
100%. This
with
is
the
small.
Buttons.
Yeah.
This is small. It has a screen. There's text on it.
Yeah.
So I'm probably taking it in, trying to navigate or understand what I'm looking at to understand what my next step would be while keeping my awareness open to what Ishna would have to say.
Yeah.
I believe the answer is somewhere in a pocket. This apartment is somehow a pocket. This phone was pulled from another type of a pocket, space and time. I'm the only thing in both places. I imagine you'll need something like that.
Okay. I imagine you'll need something like that, meaning a pocket or a thing from the pocket.
A thing in both places.
A thing in both places.
A thing in both places.
Yep. The answer is in a thing in both places. That being the apartment and the room, the weird fucking blood room. And if you remember, because it's been so fucking long, I will just give this to you. When you were in the crypt, you could hear the events happening in the other. Yep. And same for B team. So you were both in the pockets, respectable pockets at the same time. So I think the implication is that you weren't even supposed to have traveled yet. It was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the phone.
My brain's on fire.
And now we'll go to the bathroom.
Yes. Okay.
I think the last thing they saw as I walked in is just a huge hand coming out and just yanking me in as it disappeared. Yeah, just like that image. Okay, so I'm in there. What is? Oh, sorry, you said shh. So okay.
Shh.
What are you doing in here?
Stalker, you came in with Esteban, right?
Yes. Yeah, I closed the door behind us. We are attempting to communicate. It is a secret.
Okay, with our friend here, see?
The fucking, I'm so sorry, but Hansel will take one of its 9 fingers or whatever and lift it in front of its sewn-in teeth to be like, shh.
Except for you can't make that noise. It's just.
There's no noise. It just holds it in front of its fucking sewn-in teeth, dude.
Dude.
This fucking gremlin of a creature.
I love him.
What are we
I can't kill him.
What are we asking him?
He's speaking to us.
This is a great idea. I have to say, this was very smart of you to figure this out. Can he
Thank you. He can, but he hasn't given us a good answer yet. I believe.
It looks sad.
I wanted. And I turned to it and sorry. I wanted a fresh mind in here to ask him a question.
Okay, well, we found him by the bar, right? And we just assumed he was made by this witch. Okay, so do you ask who had made him?
Yes, he will not answer.
Okay,
to be clear,
I think I look at Hansel. I think he's...
Never mind. I can't clarify.
I'm going to look at him and I'm going to say...
Mm-hmm.
I guess I heard everyone calling him Hansel already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hello. Hansel, do you remember me? See?
Couple fingers wave.
Do you think you could, if I say, please, por favor, will you please tell us who has done this to you?
It scuttles. It hesitates. Its eye moves to you, Gunnar, and then goes to the N. And then if you don't say anything, then it will spell out danger.
Was the person nearby when we met you?
Why?
This is the one I have met in the bar?
Why?
Can she see us right now?
I can't do like IDK, but I'll say it spells out don't know. And he spells the no N-O. So it might take you a second to be like, what the fuck?
Do you remember who you were before?
Why?
What was your name?
Kyle.
Are you in pain?
N.
Do you know anything about Deathless?
No. Go in.
Do you want to go back to where you were?
I think it just, kind of confused. That big wide eye.
Do you want to
moves
stay
to Gunnar.
with us?
Again, the eye moves over to Gunnar, and then it goes and does Y.
I don't think he knows very much, but he is a servant of this Bruja.
I want to know.
No?
Excuse me, sir.
Okay. Or maybe not.
Did he say no?
Yeah, he went over to N when he said servant of Bruja.
Servant of Bruja.
But you do not know if she can see through you.
No.
But you are not, so you do not wish to serve her.
No.
Well, I don't think he has many answers for us at the moment. Looks like his name is Kyle.
Why did you show us the name?
I didn't.
Who did?
Don't know.
I fear this is a poor soul who has been twisted by someone very powerful with little care for how they feel.
Why?
This is... our new friend is nothing more than a victim. Perhaps like us.
Why? If you guys stay silent for a second, it will start to spell something out. I came looking for you.
Did you know us? Or did you know
Why?
us? Did you meet us while we were here?
Why?
I think at this moment the name rings a bell. Oh. This is the young man who has that strange bookstore that Cora has sent us to. He was there. Now he is this.
Why did you come looking for us?
Ooh. Obviously this thing cannot blush, but it definitely does not answer you. Its eye like maybe darts around a little bit nervously, and then it doesn't spell anything out.
I'm going to lean down really close to him, and I'm going to whisper. They can hear me or not, but I'm going to whisper so he at least thinks I'm whispering.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, "Did you come here for Constantine?"
Is that the name that he gave?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I also don't remember. I don't think I gave a name.
Then I will change.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Well, but we've already met, and he's heard names.
Yeah.
Like, he's seen Constantine, so would he know? Okay.
That's fair. I don't know
Otherwise,
if
I
you
will
dropped his
say-
name in front of him, but let's just say that you have. Then he
I would
will...
say the blonde one.
Yeah. He will eventually go and tap the Y.
I see.
Be so funny if Meta, I just like came into the room right now. Hey, Esteban!
Yeah.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, do you mind if we keep calling you Hansel? Or would you like to be Kyle?
Well, you've now asked him a question that has a different answer. So.
Do you mind if we call you Hansel?
Okay.
He has access to an alphabet. He could spell out Kyle or Hansel if you want to.
He could do that, or I
But
could
it's
give you a
different.
clue.
Yeah, I'm saying them. I'm going to say, do you mind if we
Yeah.
call you Hansel?
He will spell out power in name. And then he'll spell out Hansel.
I think it was a good thing you closed the door.
Oh.
If
Mm-hmm.
I fear that our friend Constantine would not like to learn this is the one we had met before who he's infatuated with him. This is only a guess. Or we can tell him the truth.
Hansel immediately runs to NO. Please.
No, well, it looks
No,
silly.
please.
then welcome Hansel.
And I think he will spell out, he can't see me like this.
Oh my god.
And now, bend down to my knee and like beckon him.
Yeah, he'll run to you immediately. Or
Our little
scuttle.
secret, then.
And it hops twice, or once. And curls himself up.
Let
in
him,
general.
yeah.
Mhm.
Let him back into my coat.
Do you want us to tell your girlfriend? I'm sorry.
He has a girlfriend.
Does he spell out I have a girlfriend?
What is your girlfriend's name? I don't know.
Okay, and then I think after he does that and Gunnar picks him up, I said, come on, we have much to discuss. And I go back outside.
And in the
Damn.
living room,
That's so sad.
Oh my god.
Cora, is my high score saved? Or did one of them erase it by accident? I need to know. I was doing really well.
One of them. Erase it.
Yes, well, you see, it's either Stalker or Esteban. Technology does not quite work as it should around them.
As Moog is saying that, I'm nodding, and at this point, Esteban and Stalker have returned to the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want a moment without us there, though, before we come back? If you want to do something on the phone?
Oh, yes. Let's say that. Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys want that. Yep.
I feel like this conversation would have taken place while you guys were chatting anyway. Okay, so rolling it back at this point, Constantine storms in.
Yep.
Asks Cora what stands out to her.
Yep.
Cora asks Ishna. Ishna responds. Cora asks for the phone.
Yep. That's
so
right.
at this point, I'd be looking at the phone, having just heard that message from Ishna, and a lot of things would start clicking into place. Because I would realize the only, and actually I'll just say this out loud.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense until now. The only times I think we've traveled have been at the crypt and here at the apartment.
Yes?
This phone found us here in the apartment. The phone traveled here as well. I think we should try to figure out exactly how this works, because if we can return to either the world that we started in or into a position where the crypt is still open, we could actually maybe find answers.
Schlau. Very smart. A lot going on in that pretty head.
I think I don't really acknowledge the fact that was probably like doublespeak a little bit. Maybe a little bit of an insult, a little bit, maybe something different. I would turn to Moog. Do you remember anything noteworthy or that stood out to you when we traveled from that room in the chantry here?
No. Should I?
You don't remember a smell or a sensation or a word or anything?
Oh, a smell. Yes, it was quite... Oh, what's the word? Not moldy. Watery? Wet? What was that smell?
And recognition would dawn on my face. Mildew.
Yes, mildew.
Just like the place with the eyes.
I suppose you're right. Just like the place with the eyes.
Does a crypt not also smell particularly mildewy? And what about here? I take a big sniff in, using my vampire nose senses. Is it mildewy in here?
It is not mildewy in here.
I begin looking around.
What are you looking for?
I'm like a dog sniffing through this apartment to see if there is a particular place in this apartment that smells more like mildew than that has a mildewy smell. Cora's bedroom.
I mean,
the bathroom.
No. I mean, there could be a chance, but for the sake of the puzzle, I'm just going to say no.
Okay.
Like, I could roll
Okay.
and be like, well, she's got something in her fucking garbage disposal, but I'm not. I'm not going to do that for the sake of the puzzle. No.
I would like to come out while Constantine is sniffing around.
Okay, congratulations.
Are you wearing
We love
cologne?
you.
How good do you smell? I come
don't
up and
think- I don't think
sniff you.
whatever cologne was on this jacket when we pulled it out of the bag.
Okay, just to paint the picture then. I'm sniffing around. I'm like going from corner to corner like a weirdo. And then Esteban walks out and I walk up to him and I just like smell his jacket up until his hair. And then I go, nope, no mildew.
Oh, thank you for telling me. I was worried.
Cora, I do not wish for him to smell me. What if he smells mildew? It'd be embarrassing.
Do you think you smell like mildew?
I hope not, but I don't know what kind of senses he has.
I'll
I
pause.
have very good ones.
I'll pause. Give him a quick sniff. Just to check, does he smell like anything?
I think you and he both smell a little bit like something different. And again, for the sake of the puzzle, when you smell whatever that is, and I'm going to let you decide what it smells like to Cora, because it would be different for everyone, Ishna will say,
Not that. That's travel residue that you're smelling now.
Would I smell the same smell on Stalker or Gunner?
yes. Yes, you would. Probably not as strong.
So you have ripped here, there. What else?
I think I would turn my attention to the group. Now that we're all together, has anyone had any other experiences where they went to a place they weren't expecting, besides the ones we know about?
Do you mean before or after?
In our time here, have any of us traveled to a place that could be a different dimension or a different world? What experiences
Lucky
have we
Rabbit.
had? I nod, eyes kind of like widening in recognition.
The lucky rabbit.
Thank you,
said.
thank you, Moog.
No, but I'm asking what the fuck is the lucky rabbit?
It is a bar.
Oh, that's right.
So why are we talking
new.
about it?
It is a very special bar. I wonder if you'd be allowed in.
You'll
We could
find
find
there are
out.
very few places that actually allow me in. And then I think about what I
curious
just
would
said
it
for a
be?
moment.
How curious would it be if he was not allowed inside? What would happen, Cora, if you two tried to walk into the same place?
Ooh, it sounds like fun, though.
I kind of throw Constantine a not stern expression, but like a expression of recognition of like what he's getting at.
Only one at once.
I'm not sure. I've never tried it before.
And I wouldn't. if I were you.
When she says I've never tried it before, I look at her and raise an eyebrow. Well, I have no plans on going back to the Lucky Rabbit anytime soon anyway. I think we had our fill last time we were there.
I would agree.
Why not? It's worth a try, is it not?
It was near the crypt. Oh, but we saw the sign too. There was specific hours, but I don't know what time it is there.
Don't you think, don't you think it would be not clever of us, now that we know that we are being actively hunted down or have had proxies made or whatever it is, to expose ourselves to a place like the Lucky Rabbit? We could feign ignorance before, but now we know things. Have things.
Also,
it would be foolish to try again.
We learned the most from Fox and Bug, and they're not going to be there again. At least I don't think they would.
But there was on the sign a time for those like us to go. The Revenant hours. I just do not know if their time there is the same as it is here.
I don't even know.
Can I? So sorry, Acorn.
Go ahead.
Please go. No, you go.
I don't even know how we got there the first time. How did we find it again?
I was gonna. I was
You
gonna
first.
ask.
You first.
Oh no.
Over, go.
It's very rude to interrupt people,
I know.
by the way.
I know.
Oh,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna
I'll
ask-
just sit here and not say anything for the rest of the session.
That's
Cool.
the safest.
More time for me to just keep talking. I was gonna ask, when we were in there, okay, I need some help parsing out the information that I, Mergs, know about the Lucky Rabbit and the experience that we had back then and what I garnered from it. Was there a rule? Is there a rule, or was there a conversation, I can't remember, of the communicating of where people were from and what that you should not do it?
I cannot answer that. You need to take notes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. I have no way of
that's super
remembering
fair.
what you were told. I'm so sorry. And I just know too much to be able to answer that.
Fair.
Yep.
Okay.
It was so long ago now. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
I think I wrote it down. I can check, but I also remember Gunnar looking at the rules and Esteban looking at the rules specifically.
Yeah, I want to say that only a few of you looked at them, but I think
I have it down. I can find it. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think that you did share some of them, but not all of them, the rules. But I also know that Cora looked at them on her way out, I think. So she only saw the back sign, not the front sign, I think. Or maybe it was the other way around.
It was the inside that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think you were too focused on what happened with Cora to read them on your way out, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's what I did, is that I didn't read them. Okay.
What was your original question, Mergs?
I guess I was trying to figure out, like, if I garnered whether or not you can talk about where you're from. Like, the path that I was taking was like, if it's Revenant hours, we can go and be like, hey, are there kindred where you're from? You know, like, where are the kindred from? You know,
because Mergs knows
that
you
was the
can't talk
direction.
about where you're from, or you can't
that's
really
why I
like
was like-
share that kind of information.
Yeah. But that, so I don't know if I think Constantine would still think it was like a possibility.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm
lucky
about to
rabbit.
say, say. I have been having a thought. I don't know if it is anything, but when we all awoke, we were in different coffins, see?
Yes.
Now, is there a reason for this? I would love to think it was just a decoration, but it doesn't seem to be there were intended to be many people to go down there. The one of them in particular that we left was seemed to have a purpose indeed.
Yes. Why? I would think they were just different materials available at the time of imprisonment, no?
I'm sorry. You did not know each other before being imprisoned?
No.
No. All right.
We were imprisoned at different times.
I would like to ask a silly question to everyone, if possible. Just please, humor me. Cora, were you kindred before? Well, you were not entombed. You've always been kindred, yes?
Always been kindred?
Well, you know, you remember being kindred and you went into the crypt kindred.
I've been kindred for some time, yes.
Yes. All right. Esteban, you were kindred before being imprisoned.
For some time, yes.
For some time, right. Constantine. Same question.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
Quite a
all
long
right.
time as well.
All right. Stalker, you're part of some crazy, secretive clan. Or kindred?
We are not a secret.
Oh, it's news to me. But all kindred, yes.
Kindred.
And you were kindred before you investigated, yes?
Yes.
I look at Gunnar. I don't think I caught your name. Gunnar. Huh, I thought you would have used gun. Never mind, not important. You were kindred before you were imprisoned, yes?
I believe I was imprisoned for being made kindred.
You have memories of being made. Yes.
Oh, yes.
I don't believe you, but I can't tell if Moog believes you or not.
I think about them every second. It's all I think about.
Thinking about how you were made or how you were imprisoned. Which one?
More like why?
Why is that important?
I told her never.
Her.
She did it anyway.
Why?
up to ask her.
What made you so important?
I don't know. Love. Maybe.
She loved you or you loved her?
We loved each other.
Are you certain? Were you dying?
Yes.
And she turned to you to save you?
Yes.
And then you were imprisoned. Do you remember? Do you remember being imprisoned?
I do.
Was it her that did it?
I can't remember.
You can't, or you don't want to.
Oh, I want to.
Then remember.
Sort of like bow my head and lean back against the wall. And I think of, the pain that whoever it was put me through. I could never tell who it was.
Remember.
Can I remember anything here?
You can certainly try. Let's roll for it.
Okay.
Can I help him? Can I walk over?
How would you like to help him?
I would like to remove his hat and stroke his hair.
Okay. So you're
and
gonna...
like help him healing wise. I'm healing the gap in his memory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just like you did before on the street, or
okay.
you kind of
healing gap in memory is a little bit better than just healing. However, there isn't a gap in his memory. There is a block on his memory. So we're gonna roll for it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
So Constantine, you go ahead and roll. Difficulty is going to be 30, and then if you succeed, we'll give him a shift on his difficulty for his roll. Oh my god!
33.
I don't think you got to roll, buddy. I think you can just have it.
Do I just rock up and I take your hat off and
Yeah,
I
man,
just run my hand over your hair and then
that is a magic
Holy
fucking
shit.
number.
I like roll up my sleeve and I reveal like those rings running up my forearm. And I think about how they got there. And I would want to remember who was putting them there. His face or their face. Or how they got there in the first place.
Okay. For the first while, how well do you remember I'm actually going to assume that you remember all 8. There are 8, correct? There are 8 rings on your arm, right?
Yes.
Yep. So I'm going to assume that you remember them fairly well. Especially with that 33 healing that memory or removing that blockage. So for the first little while, this is the individual that you see. For the second little while, you see someone who looks like this. And for the final ones, you see this one.
For those listening, only Zambi, Gunner, is seeing this.
Yep.
Like running my fingers up my arm, touching each one. There's a woman. She's gorgeous. Black, dark hair. Earrings. She's Spanish. And there's another one. A man. A streak of white in his hair. A coat that covers his neck. And there's one more. Dark hair. Not like the other. She's different. Also, very beautiful. Three different people. There were 3 of them.
There were 3 who imprisoned you.
Those eyes. Her eyes. Green eyes stared into mine. They put these here. These are the ones. I'm rolling up my whole sleeve to reveal all my rings. I could never see them before. Just a blur. A flash of pain. They've showed me everything, but not what I wanted to see. How to get back to her. They took me, and they used her against me, and me to her. I can only see their faces. I don't know what else I can tell you. And I look like pleadingly at Moog. I don't know the answers on how to get back. I only know. It's my only wish.
I want to walk over to Gunnar. I want to these faces are not familiar to you. The ones you have seen now.
Are they familiar to me?
I have to DM you here. Other than this memory, no. I wouldn't expect. Yeah. Unless I'm forgetting something completely crazy, which I don't think I am.
Would you share these faces with me? And I hold out my hand. Like this.
I will, reach out.
Yeah. This should not hurt someone like you. I'm gonna, probably prompted by the word Spanish, I'm gonna attempt to use the ritual I learned from Ophidia in the bar to see if I can experience this memory of his.
Okay, and how do you do this?
So when we have our hands there, I use my thumb.
Yep. Okay, so you're...
I'm doing exactly the same as I remember.
Okay, yep. Okay.
And I'm gonna use it to get blood. But I don't remember if we said what the exact motions were.
Yeah.
Was there motion, right?
Yeah, there was a motion. So, but if you, I mean, it's been weeks for us, but it's been, mere hours for you.
2 hours, and I did it one,
You purposely, and you rolled really well to replicate her. It's the only reason you were able to do it is because you repeated her exact movements, right? Because it's a spell. So, if that's what you're attempting to do, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and roll. Do your magic casting difficulty 40. Actually, sorry, 45 because you're recreating somebody else's spell that you've already cast properly before.
Okay, here we go. 99.
Oh. Yes.
Perfect timing.
99. Holy shit.
I get the blood on my thumb and I...
Because you do both, right? Or just the
was
one?
It both?
Yeah,
just the one.
She did it for both.
She did both of us.
That's right. So you just do the one, and I actually think this is the most perfect roll, and that in this moment, because I was thinking like, you would have to have done this spell. If Ophidia did the spell, I think the same thing would happen to her. But I think that you are going to succeed. I'm going to give you the success. But what you are not prepared for is reliving these 8 times that they would open this coffin and mark him. You are not prepared for the realization that every, what was it, Zambi, 50 or 100?
100.
Every 100,
I knew
every
it.
100 years they would open his coffin and do this to him. But they kept him, he was not in torpor. He was awake the whole time. And as they did this to him, they would flood his mind with everything he wanted to know, or everything about the world that he was missing, except they would leave out any information on what happened to the woman that he loved. And they did it every 100 years. And so you're going to experience all of that right now. And I'm going to turn it over to Zambi to explain some things. Again, it's magic, so he may tell you how you feel here because it's how he felt. And then you got to role play with that. But keep in mind, it is a 99, and it's probably going to fuck your mind up a little bit here. Go ahead, Sams.
I'd be like, are we holding hands, Esteban?
No, at this point I've let go and I've taken my thumb. I like just kind of cut you with my thumbnail and then I put it in my mouth.
Have you seen anything yet?
I think it just starts.
Yeah,
like
it just
it's
starts.
Gonna hit
Your
me
head
in an
would
instant,
go back.
but
Your
I'm
eyes
gonna
go white.
feel all of it. Yeah,
just like Ophidia. He's recreating that spell.
My head goes back.
Yeah,
mine
or Esteban's.
Esteban's. Yep,
Okay.
and his eyes
so
go
this
white.
this is all like me, right? This is all like it doesn't affect him.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run my finger up my arm again. And I'll just like start at the wrist and be like, 12th century, 13th century, 14th, and you'll get something like where I saw these like images pop into my mind as I was running up and down the first. Would he see?
Yeah, he's
at the
seeing
same-
everything. He's going to experience basically your life in a matter of, like 800 years in a matter of moments. And he's unprepared.
You feel like you have an open wound, like bleeding on your chest, like you've been struck down, and like you're dying, and you've been dying for 900 years, and this pain is like you just cannot get away with it. 15th century. See another face. 16th century. 17th. 18th. 19. And as like I get up the arm, you'll be seeing these images pop into your head, the same that I saw, I think, because that's what you asked. Right, you wanted me to show you those faces, so I'm seeing them as I saw.
Yeah. Which one showed up first? Which was the first one to do it?
In the same order.
The same
Yep.
Okay.
Right, because did you go backwards? I'm so sorry. Did you go backwards on your arm?
No,
He started at the 12th.
This is assuming that the first one is at my wrist. That's what I've always
Yep.
imagined.
It's whatever you imagine. Yeah. If they started at the wrist, then that's fine. Yeah, they're slowly working their way
I'm
up your
running
arm.
up my arm towards my shoulder.
So the first one you sent me is the first one I see.
Is the earliest one. Yes.
Okay.
And then the second one is the second, and then the third. Yeah.
I think while this is happening, in an instant, to them, my light falls off. Things get super dark. And listen, I got it set up for mood. It's just a little noisy. And when it starts, I feel this pain. I feel it happening. I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you remembered that, so I was just going to clarify.
No, I don't remember seeing that at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, just
fuck.
clarifying.
Oh my god. Okay. That surprised me. No, I didn't. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say apparently I know at least one of these people. So, as it starts, I think. I feel this and I feel pain, and I like what's the reaction I feel when I feel pain is just to like fucking bear it, like I'm confronting it almost. But then this first woman goes, and I'm kind of like, I'm feeling it, but I'm kind of focusing on her to like, and just trying not to think about this, but it's growing, and it's not just this pain, but like you were saying, it's just time going by and the pain not subsiding, and it's not going away, and it's not dying. It's still staying there. There's nothing getting better. There's nothing. Maybe it's just getting a little bit worse, but not so worse that I'll be out of it. And then this next person comes, a man with the white streak in his hair. And the recognition of him makes me falter, because I did not expect to see this person again. Especially after what I did to him. And I think that surprise kind of throws me off, and I really feel it. And I probably in the room, like I go down. I probably hit the couch or the table, whatever's there, and I'm on the floor while this is still going. And I might just be like folding it over on my chest. I think it goes on and on and on, and then the next one comes, and now everything I've been thrown off, and I'm trying to regain some semblance of this, but it's too much. Hundreds and hundreds of years of this, and I can't regain my footing to confront it in the way that I want to, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And all I can do, all I can do to manage it is just, I'm just telling myself not to just scream. Like every part of me wants to fucking scream. And it's anything I can do. I can't fight off the pain. I can't stop it. I can't reach out to these people as they're doing this to me. And there's nothing I could do. I'm helpless, which makes me, like, in the pit of my stomach, just disgust me. And all I'm doing is trying not to let them know how much it's hurting me. So I think I'm just curled into a ball on the floor by the time this ends.
I think,
like, trembling. I think I'm shaking. I'm holding it together, like probably even whimpering a bit. Like you hear these pathetic noises coming out of him.
Esteban.
If it's okay with you, Esteban, I think because it's a 99, I just am seeing the feeling of I can't let them know that how much this hurts is equal parts Esteban's feeling or desire, but it's also mostly Gunner's desire. But you are screaming. But everyone else is like, what the fuck?
I mean, the only reason I said I wasn't screaming is because my neighbors to call the cops.
Yeah, no. I don't want you to actually scream, but I'm just imagining Esteban like falling to the ground, because I cannot imagine 800 years of this without that kind of release. And it's also what he did when he got out. That was the first thing he did when he got out of the coffin, was that fucking roar and cry. And
was that when he got out? I know he did it again later. When I got out, he bellowed at me.
Yeah, I think he just, I think
anyway, I'm screaming.
Yeah. I'm screaming. I just imagine you're screaming. I don't think you realize that you're screaming. It's one of those moments of just like you're going through this intense reliving, and you're screaming, and you guys, if you try to go up to him, you can tell, he's somewhere else.
How about this? I'm thinking, whatever I do, don't let them know, don't scream. But meanwhile, I'm just screaming. Like it doesn't, I don't even ever act like I don't know. I'm not in control of my body after all this.
Esteban. Hey.
Now, at what point, like, I'm sure seeing all this ends, this memory, and how quick does it fade? I mean, I'm fucked up from it, right? So I'm not gonna be okay for a while now.
I think that's how I'm interpreting the 99. You just will share.
No, I'm
this.
sure I have like a shit ton of oblivion and burn or whatever the fuck it is.
No, I'm not.
So, no.
No, I think this is enough, man. I'm sorry, but like I can't imagine carrying 800 years of pain. You're going to share it like it's yours. You know what I mean? You've experienced this now. So you just have that trauma with you. It's not something you can just get rid of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
I'll also bend down with Constantine.
Then I'm like just really like this. I probably stop screaming at this point. I'm just like I probably just don't speak. That's just gonna be stuck like that for a little bit.
Do you see now?
What the fuck?
I'm stroking your hair, Esteban, like away from your face, like a child, like you would to a child who's weeping, you know.
Do you see now how bad I want to go back down there? Find them.
I walk behind Cora, assuming the position that I usually take. Your sire was your lover, Gunnar. Yes. And she had dark hair and green eyes. Yes. No.
She had red hair and blue eyes.
Interesting. Then who had the green eyes and the dark hair? Your captor. One of 3.
I believe so. If the vision you had granted me is true.
Do you know who else has dark hair and green eyes? Marion fucking Hale.
At this moment, I'm on the floor shaking. And my hands reach out and I grab Gunnar and I pull him like close to me. And I'm still like, the man who did this to you, I killed him. And that is why I was put in the coffin. It was his tongue that I took, and then it was not enough, and I killed him. I traveled to Germany. His name is Dragon, and he is dead by my hand.
Like bring my shoulder or my hands to his shoulders to like comfort him a little. And I'm gonna hug you.
You do not understand. I am ashamed. Not because I have killed him, but because I was tricked into killing him.
Perhaps that is also the reason why I was put into a trick. And I pull you in and I give you a very full, comforting hug.
I'm pretty limp. There's no, there's just no response either way, yeah. I think that took any energy I had left.
There.
Oh, I'm feeling low again. Ain't shit I owe to them. They don't wanna let it go. Oh, I'm feeling low again. Ain't shit I owe to them. They don't wanna let it go. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know how to treat me, no. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know how to treat me, no. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know.
Perhaps you are surprised to see me, perhaps you are not. It has been many years you have thrown obstacle and obstacle in front of me, dragon. And now I have taken your tongue, and I will take everything left you have, as you have taught me to do. You have been a good sire, but you will make a better meal.